Welcome back to Naughty Lily's Crochet. Today I just want to teach you how to make some cozy little house slippers. So these all started out because my daughter wanted me to make her some socks in some chunky yarn. And as we were trying them on, she kind of realized like, oh, these actually look like slippers. And so I adapted the pattern and actually turned them into slippers for her instead. So this pattern can actually be done, it's very customizable. You can do it in lots of different sizes. So I did an adult one for a woman. This is probably about a 7 to 8. And then this one is for a child, about 1 to 3 size. And this is for a little girl, about 11 to 13 shoe size. And then we ended up making a little doll one too. So I used the Bernat yarn, blanket yarn. This particular color is the Raspberry Kisses. And this one is the baby blue green. And I used a size 6.5 millimeter hook. So I will show you how to make these and then show you how you can customize it too. Okay, so first off with this pattern, we are going to start with a magic circle. So the way that I do my magic circle, just if you guys need a little help, is to dangle the yarn over my hand, grab it, I'm going to cross over, wrap it around this way and just hold it. And then I'm going to grab my yarn here, go under it, grab the yarn on the left, make a little twist, which makes my little loop, turn my hand over and get the one on the left again, and pull it through the loop. All right, so here's our magic circle. And then just make sure when you're doing a magic circle that you take the end piece and the circle part and you are crocheting over it. So I make it a little bit smaller, like that. And I usually kind of put my fingers in there to hold everything tight, okay? So for this pattern, we are going to chain 3 first. And this is going to count as our first double crochet, okay? Then we are going to do 8 double crochets in this ring. So 8 total, okay? So this one's going to count. So we've already done 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and an 8, okay? So this whole pattern can be really customizable to what you need it for, okay? So for the kid slippers that I'm going to do right now, I'm going to basically just be doing the 11 to 13 size kid slippers. And for an adult, I did actually 11 double crochets in this magic circle, okay? So I really did this by trial and error. I just did it. Did the next row, kind of tried it on their foot to make sure that it fit, and this is what we came up with. So for her, we're going to do 8 double crochets, pull the ring, okay, and then we're going to join to the top of this chain 3, since this counts as our stitch, okay? So we join it, and then we're going to chain 3. Okay, so the next part is we are going to do a double crochet in the same area, okay? And then we're going to do 2 all the way around. And then we should get 16 at the end, okay? Since we're doubling 8, we are going to be increasing. So 2 in each stitch all the way around. Okay, so I'm at my last stitch of this. And what I'm going to do is just do 2 in that last stitch space here, okay? So 1, 2, and then I'm going to again join to the top of this chain 3. If I can get it in there. Ooh, there we go. Okay. And then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. So this next row, this would be row 3. For this pattern, I said the kids slippers 11 through 13 size, I did 4 rows of just double crochet all the way around, no increases or no decreases. So you should have had 16 stitches And now you're just going to do that again, 16 stitches, do it again. So we're going to do that 4 times, okay? So we're not going to go into the same place now because this counts as 1. We're just going to go into the next stitch, okay? So that's 1, 2, and we're just going to go all the way around. So I'll meet you at the end when I am done with my 4 rows, but keep in mind that if you need this bigger. So for my other child, she wears a size 2, so I'm thinking that those slippers would fit like 1 to 3 size. I did 5 rows of just this regular double crochet to make the length a little bit bigger, okay? So that's going to make this part a little bit bigger to fit the longer foot. So you're going to measure it just right up to where the ankle is about to start, and then we'll work on the heel. So I'll meet you when you're done doing those rounds. I also want to point out that make sure when you're coming to the end of your round, for one, that you have counted. Counting is very important, obviously, to make sure that everything stays the way it's supposed to. It doesn't turn out different lengths and such. So what you're going to do, make sure that you are not doing a stitch right here. So you do see that there's a little stitch here, but that is what this chain 3 is connected to. This is not a stitch that we should be going into, okay? So you'll see that you'll have this one little space here, and then this is your chain 3. So when you get here, you should have 16, and then you're going to attach to the top of this stitch, and then the next stitch is where you go in for your next one, okay? So I'm at the end of those 4 rows. So you can see this was the magic chain row. This is the one where we did double in each stitch, and now we have just the the double crochet here. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So what we're going to do again is attach, join to the top of that chain 3, right, like this, and we're going to chain 3, okay? So this is where it gets a little different here. What we are going to do is make the opening part, okay? So instead of going all the way around, we're going to go around till we have anywhere from 2 to 4 stitches. I did one that had more than that, but you can really just gauge it for you. I wanted it to be a little bit more closed up here. I did this one. I believe I have 4 stitches that weren't done, okay, here. And then for a smaller one, you might do 2. So what I mean by that is we are going to go ahead and go into this next stitch, okay? So chain 3 counts as a stitch, go into the next stitch. So this would be 2. And we're going to go around a little more than halfway. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and grab a little bit more yarn. 11, 12. See what that's looking like. So you can see that we're creating this little opening right here. So that's 12. This is 13, and this is 14, okay? So yours is going to be a little different depending on how many stitches you ended up doing in the beginning. But this is what we're going to do for the opening here. Okay, so we're at the end of this one. To customize the size of the heel, we will be doing however many rows you need to make it the length you need, okay? So for this 11 to 13 size kid slipper, I did another 4 rows for the heel. And what you're going to do, instead of keep going here, is you're going to chain 3, and then you're going to turn. So 1, 2, 3. We're going to turn it around and then go this way again, stopping here, okay? And we're going to make sure to go into this stitch, and then make sure you go into the top of the chain stitch, okay? That chain 3. So we're going to do this. This was our first one. We're going to do it 3 more times. So I'll get you to the end of this, and then just make sure that you know how to finish here. So I'm getting at the end of this row here, okay? So we actually have 3 more stitches that we need to do. We have this stitch right here, this stitch right here, and then we have the chain 3, the top of the chain 3, okay? So I'm at 11. 12, 13, and 14 at the top of the chain 3, okay? Okay, so again, so now we've done 2. We need to do 2 more for this size. You can take this, and if you have your little one around or yourself or whoever you're making this for, and put it on and just kind of measure, you know, that it's making its way to their heel, okay? So I will do 2 more rounds and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so I'm at the end. I have done my 4 rows of the heel part. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, like I said, you can make this longer. If you need it for a longer foot, you can make both of these parts longer. So you could do more of these rows and then do the part where you're doing the opening and then more of these rows for the heel, whatever works for you, okay? And if you need this part bigger too, you can do more than the 8 double crochets in here. So I'm going to show you how to sew this. What we're going to do next is I like to actually turn this inside out because I want this part to be on the outside and I want what I've sewn to be on the inside, okay? So I'm going to turn this inside out. And then we are just going to do slip stitches to get this together. So start my first slip stitch. Just kind of grab the corner, get it to go in like that, okay? And then I grab my next set of stitches, try to line them up and go right underneath them. This kind of yarn is pretty forgiving though, so if you kind of go in a wrong spot, you don't really notice. So just do your best and don't worry. And then we're going to do again here. Slip stitch. I'm just slip stitching these together, okay? Under each stitch. The best that you can. Just want to make sure there's no holes here. So we'll do a last one here. Okay, so now we have slip stitched this together. And then I'm going to cut my yarn, leave a tail so we can weave it in, and fasten off. So just pull that right through, fasten off. And then we can weave the both of these in to finish. Just kind of stick it under some stitches tightly in here. Usually people use the rule of 3 where you're going one way and then going the next way and then one more time going the other way, okay? Just to make sure that it's really tucked in. I'm just kind of doing this fast here. There we go. All right, so then we're going to cut this and do the same to the magic circle part. Some people worry about the magic circle coming apart. I have never had it happen, but if you're a little worried, I tug on it a little bit and do just like a knot. So just grab some part of the yarn and do a knot here. Pull this through. And then this is just the knot part. Okay, so you can do a little knot and then hide it. Okay, so it's kind of secured in there with the knot and just hide it in here however you like to do that. I kind of go around the magic circle a bit and hide it in there. Making sure that you're not going to see it from the other side when I do that, okay? So then I'm just going to cut this. Turn it inside out. And now you don't really see that seam where it sticks out like this. It's on the inside, and this is what the heel looks like on the outside, okay? So you have successfully made a little slipper. I mean, these slippers are not anything super fancy. They're just fun little slippers for a beginner. They work up super quickly. This probably took me maybe a half an hour to just make one. So an hour to make 2 of them once you figure it out. It's customizable. You know, can make them bigger, smaller, however you would like. Even make a cute little doll slipper here, just kind of messing around with how many stitches you begin with and how many rows you've done. Also, do be aware that these are just fun little slippers for around the house or whatnot, but they might be a bit slippery. My kids enjoy it because they like to pretend like they're ice skating, but obviously that could be a little bit dangerous. So if you're worried about that, I have heard of people using hot glue and doing little dots at the end to try and help it be a little bit more slippy. Not slippery, I mean, on there. So you could think about that, but just something to keep in mind. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions, just let me know. If you like this video and you want to see more, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you.